So you talked about, being 26, you're already established as a real estate agent, college graduate, established as a content creator, a social media influencer. That's a lot to accomplish as a young person, right? A lot of young people still out there, trying to find their passion, right? Or maybe going to Cancun still on spring break. What advice do you have to young people to get on that right track, to have that financial and professional success and freedom?
A lot of times I tell people just do it. And it sounds like a cliche. A lot of people ask me about social media influence and they ask me about real estate. And a lot of people want to do it because they see the success of others. Yeah. And I say, you'll never know if this is a field for you or will be successful for you unless you try it. So when it came to social media influencing, I always was so much in my head about posting the perfect picture. So a lot of times I wouldn't post. Even though I had the content, I would look at it and be like, it's not good enough. They're not gonna love this picture because I didn't have a haircut, or my belt was twisted to the left a little bit, it wasn't centered. And after a while, I started realizing that a lot of people like to see growth. Yeah. Instead of trying to be perfect, because no one's perfect. I can't motivate people on perfection, but I can motivate people on growth. So a lot of people can see where I started from real estate or social media influencing and see, that's how my content looks right now. But this content looks so much better now. Oh, when I first started doing real estate, I got a lot of no's too, but he kept going. He was persistent, he was consistent. Like, just do it. I tell a lot of my friends that, I was so young and I was chasing paper that I would do anything for money. Now I found what I was passionate for. I like to tell people passion over paper, but sometimes passion don't pay the bills. Yeah. So right now, it's more so finding what you're good at that you might not be passionate about to be able to develop that savings or that rainy day fund to be able to invest in what you're passionate about. You might be a dope cook. You're trying to get that clientele, but it's not bringing any money in. Yeah. Do something that's gonna bring some money in so you can be able to invest in your cooking business and let that blow up, whether it's marketing, networking, going to different events that you have to pay money to meet certain people, because sometimes you have to pay to play, which is something that I was very against because I'm extremely frugal. Yeah. But I realized that a lot of times you have to pay to play. You do. Pay for advertisement, pay for a friend to repost your pictures on Instagram to get to a bigger audience that you wouldn't get to on your own.
Yeah. Pay to invest in yourself.
Most definitely. Yeah. Pay for education. That's one of the pay to invest in yourself. That's one of the things that I was very frugal about as well. It's like, I can go learn it on my own, but why slow down the process of trying to learn it on your own if you can go find someone that's already successful and established in that business? So I started paying for real estate conferences where I learned tricks and trades that I probably wouldn't have learned on my own. I flew out to Miami or Orlando, Florida to go to a real estate seminar, learn from different real estate professionals that's been in the game 20, 30 years, which is something that I wouldn't have done before. But when I changed my mindset to investing in myself, one of the things that I did was I had to think about my real estate career as how I thought about basketball. Yeah. So I played basketball since I was 3 years old. And if you really think about the way athletes practice and perfect their craft just to play 1 hour out of the week, it's crazy when you really put it into those terms. Think about it. Me as a basketball player, we had practice Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, just for a game Saturday. A lot of times we get into our careers and we want to hit that home run right off the bat. Yep. Instead of putting in the effort of learning how to become a better real estate agent, learning about the different areas in DFW, learning about the different loan programs that you can provide to your clients, whether they're a FHA or a conventional or a doctor or a first-time home buyer. Yep. You have to educate yourself on these things. You can't just get your real estate license and say, I'm going to be a multi-million-dollar producer. Yeah. Well, what knowledge are you going to be able to provide to your clients? Yep. Because just getting a real estate license isn't enough. So you have to invest in yourself. And a lot of times, people are always looking for mentors. Sometimes a mentor can be a book. Yeah. So a lot of times I walk around with my briefcase and I have the book that I'm reading at that time. So right now I'm reading the 50th Law, 50 Cent. Okay. he could be a mentor to me right now because he's inspiring me because I didn't come with the greatest upbringing. My family didn't have money.
Yeah.
So when I read 50 Cent's books, it shows me that you can come for nothing. You can have the worst situations possible and still come out to be great. And a lot of times, especially in our communities, we like to use our upbringing or where we was born as a crutch to say, well, I'm not gonna be able to be successful. I don't have these opportunities or resources that everyone else had. That just means we have to work a little harder.
There you go.
And that's one of the things that I had to realize as well, because even with me going to TCU, I used every excuse in the book. So I majored in economics with a minor in finance. And I went to Lincoln High School. And I would say that they did a great job of getting us into college. But I would say that we didn't have the resources as students that went to Townview,
Sure.
or as students that went to these prep schools that's been learning about the SAT and ACT since elementary.
Yep.
So I went to TCU already defeated with a terrible mindset. Well, you know, this kid, his dad is already in finance, so of course he's gonna know finance.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
this student right here, his dad is an economic professor, so of course he's gonna do better than me in this class. So for the first year, I'm using those as excuses of why I'm not a stellar student. Well, of course you're supposed to be doing better than me, you know, because you had all the resources that I didn't have. At some point in life, you have to let that go. At some point, you have to realize that your success is on you. You can't fault, you can't complain anything about the upbringing, about your past. You have to find it within yourself to say, yes, I didn't have those resources, but I can literally find anything I want on Google. I can literally go walk up to anybody and say, hey, I see that you're in economics.
Yeah.
I see you're in finance. Are you willing to teach me something? Can I intern? Can I work behind you? Can I shadow you for free? Sometimes you have to be able to give value to someone else that you're looking for value from. So many people want to just
Take without giving,
gain from you without providing anything, especially when someone's so established. A lot of times they're so busy that they can't really mentor or provide information for you. But if you can provide some kind of value where it's like, I need this person around, you're bound to learn something from that individual. Yep. That's one of the things that I had to learn as well, is because I can't just want, and not be able to provide.
Yeah.
So,
Facts.
Yeah. So.
Cool. That was plenty of gems.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I think we can spice those for days.